Welcome to the Digital Dreaming Off the Ground podcast. It is your host, Asif Ali, joined my co-host of the most, number 24 out of Chicago, Cortez Branch Jr. We are on the eve of a Monday night matchup with my co-host of the most, Chicago Bears, on deck against the Minnesota Vikings. But let's start off with the first ever, not the first ever, but the first comeback of the year for the San Francisco 49ers. Bang, bang, Niner gang, number 1-3. Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant, has silenced the haters, silenced the doubters. I mean, no, not all of them, but still. I mean, I am hyped. Bro, the 17-13 win from the 49ers over the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. Christian McCaffrey made his comeback. He's not going to get any flowers, but, hey, we got to give the man his due. Over 100 combined yards, 23.2 fantasy points. I mean, the man came back from double Achilles tendonitis, and he looked sharp. Brian Robinson Jr. making his debut. Obviously, my co-host will appreciate it, having played the position. Both of the running backs, the running game wasn't as great individually. I think collectively combined looked great. But let's talk about our man number 13, Brock Purdy. 277 yards, 26 of 35 completion percent, around 70% or 67% completion percentage. And then obviously two touchdowns with the two picks. The two touchdowns, one came, obviously, really easy to lob to George Kittle, but the second one was the dagger, fresh off a 45-yard, completion of Ricky Pearsall. Brock had thrown a pick prior, and he had a pick prior to that, trying to force the ball to Pearsall twice prior, trying to get the ball down the field, but the man kept playing. That shows character, that shows resolve, and obviously completing that 45-yard pass and set them up, to get down to the red zone. Obviously, then, he basically threw I'm not Hail Mary, but like, a jump ball, which looked like it was going to go straight to Reek Woolen, but then my man Jake Thomas just snatched that man's lunch, and basically that was all she wrote. Right after
Took it
Nick
from him.
sealed the deal on the defensive end with a strip sack fumble on Sam Darnold. So let me ask you, Cortez Branch Jr., what stood out for you for the Niners win yesterday, and what are you looking forward to for this season?
I like they didn't give up. That was huge.
Yeah.
Not giving up in a game is huge. I mean, we saw a bunch of comebacks this weekend.
Yes, we
I'm
did.
sure, but the Niners' resilience was nice because they looked done in the first
Yes.
half.
Yes.
The first half of football, I'm like, oh yeah, this team is gonna get torn down. It's time for a complete rebuild, and then they just gave us a whole bunch of reasons in the second half to believe they can still do it.
100%. No, to your point, that's why I was texting you in the group chat. I'm like, this team's gonna get be done. I was texting everyone who I know. But obviously, like, they answered last year during the close one possession games that we as we saw yesterday, that 2024 Niners team would lose all those games. This year, this team is a completely different team because
Yeah,
they won this game on the road against a divisional opponent, like you said, back against the wall, looking like they're trying to hand the game away. I mean, give the game away, and obviously Brock Purdy. I mean, the man showed why he deserves the money. Now with that said, I do want to point out some weak spots. Obviously, the two picks from Brock wasn't good. But at the same time, that's the risk you take when you play aggressive. So it's either you take it all because if you don't like those two picks, then you may or may not get that last 45-yard completion to Ricky Pearsall down the sideline, right? Because
right.
that's why he kept going. And in addition to that, the offensive line, I mean, there was a lot of question marks. If I could pull up these grades real quick just to read it. Um, Ironically, the best offensive line. So from yesterday, from PFF pass and run games, pass and run grades for the Niners offensive line. Starting from the top, the highest rated offensive lineman yesterday from pass was actually Colton McKivitz, who posted an 80.9 pass blocking grade. Huge improvement from last year. Next highest, believe it or not, surprise, surprise, Jake Brendel, 75.4 pass blocking grade. Next highest was Dominic Pooney, the top 100 player in the NFL top 100 heading to this year, 60.4. Not very high, but not bad.
Yeah, not very high. Not
Yeah,
bad though.
Ben Barch was the fourth. I think it was his first start, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know how many games started. 56.8, and then bottom of the offensive line pass blocking grade was Trent Williams, posting a 50.1 grade by PFF. He allowed 6 pressures, which were more than the rest of the offensive line combined. Let me ask you this. My man Trent Williams is 37 years old. Big 71. Arguably the greatest left tackle in NFL history. Does he have to hang it up?
No, I think that like you have to be with guys like that, you have to take them in spurts. The greatness is still there, but he might not have as much gas in the tank as he normally would. So
Right.
I'd say take it in spurts. Get somebody that can take the load off of him a little bit. Let him
Mhm.
still do the primary stuff that he does, and I guarantee you get the best production out of him.
Yeah, I will agree. I will reserve judgment because obviously it's the first game of the season. You don't want to, it's overreaction Monday, right? For NFL week one. I
Always.
always, and so we will see. I need to see him get better. And that's fucking blasphemous considering what we're talking about. Got my number
Yeah.
71, Big Trent, right? But he needs to play better. Um, he needs to play better. That's it. I mean, there's nothing around it. I mean, if there's a difference between getting the lifetime achievement award for a roster spot versus like hurting your team, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lifetime achievement award for a roster spot, as long as you can still compete at a salvageable level, that's fine. But when you allow more pressures than the rest of the offensive line combined, I mean, bro, like we got to see what's going on here.
Yeah, that's a definite problem.
They have no problem. So, but first game, probably some rust. Juwan Jennings gets injured. The Niners have just signed Kendrick Bourne, who is rejoining the team after 2019. He was on that Super Bowl team, the first Super Bowl run with Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan loves his guys. Kendrick Bourne's back in the Bay. Welcome back, Kendrick.
Yep.
He is going to take on that wide receiver two spot most likely. After Ricky Pearsall for Juwan Jennings, who is injured. Obviously, Juwan Jennings missed most of training camp because of that contract holdout. Usually happens when you miss training camp. I'm not gonna call the man for trying to get his money, but that's nature of the business, right?
That's what usually happens when you miss training camp, man.
Yeah, you saw what happened with BA last year, getting the ACL,
Yeah.
MCL, looked like shit coming out of training camp because he didn't even get him conditioned correctly. We'll see we'll see what he looks like coming back. I mean, we don't know what version of BA we're gonna get, because
We don't know.
yeah,
We don't know.
because last year when we saw him play, he was dropping everything. He didn't know his routes. I mean, he lost a step. I
We
mean, it was
talked about it.
not the same as the 2023 BA. So we'll see what we get. So Juwan Jennings, I mean, we'll see what the extent of his
I
injury is.
mean, I'm lucky. I got him drafted on two of my fantasy teams, but I was able to pick him up for free.
Okay, yeah. See, I mean, then you're good. Because I was actually
Yeah,
talking with
like
my buddies. He was. I mean, we're just talking about it. Shout out Anthony for watching this. He was also like, okay, yeah, I'll have a fantasy draft today. And then I'm like, because we're just talking, and I'm just venting. I'm like, I don't know about this team. I'm just like, I'm kind of done with it. Done with Kyle. I'm done with all the stress. I'm done with all the question marks. Like, why can't we get better offensive linemen? Why can't we get better free agents? And then I'm like, look at BA, for example. I'm like, why do we wait and then pay these guys all this money and then they end up not performing or they're getting injured? He's like,
hmm
is something wrong with BA? I'm like, yeah, he's out till November. He's like, oh my God, I'm about to draft him in the fifth. I'm like, don't do that. Like, just hold your horses, get it for free. He's gonna be there. But granted, he does come back and looks like the 2023 BA. The Niners will be in a very good position. Now, with that said, even as is, the Niners
yeah,
are in a very good position to compete. NFC West, the Rams also won yesterday against the Texans. Not a very clean win. Niners also win wasn't very clean. The Cardinals actually looked most impressive out of all three teams, believe it or not. They won against New
yeah.
Orleans.
The I and
You know,
like I said, New Orleans.
might be the worst team in the NFL, honestly. And I'm not. Niners have to go to the Bayou next week, so I mean, we'll see kind of what version of the Saints we have. I watched the Hurricane Katrina documentary, the E360, with E60 with Ryan Clark, who's a Louisiana native, which I talk about his upbringing.
Ryan Clark in trouble right now.
I know, yeah, but I at least like hearing the context of the history of. Also, Leonard Fournette was in that series, like talking about what life was like in New Orleans before the hurricane and then after. It's very sad actually.
Shout out Leonard Fournette. We like Leonard Fournette.
Oh yes, sir, yes, sir. My man's wearing his Buccaneers, Joliet Bucks, also the Tampa Bay Bucks for his man Tampa Tom and Leonard Fournette, strong running back. Shout out, shout out. But back to the point, man. I mean, the Saints are the worst team in the NFL, bar none, in my opinion. Outside of maybe, I don't know, the Dolphins or I don't know, the Panthers, right? Like it's those three
Panthers are
teams.
bad. So okay, who's bad? The Dolphins are bad.
Uh-huh.
The Panthers are bad.
Uh-huh.
The Saints are bad.
Yeah.
The Giants are bad.
Yeah.
And the bucket and the Bengals defense is bad.
I know. Bengals could have won that game, But okay, anyways, back to the point. Niners go to New Orleans next week. I fully expect Niners to win that game. And they should,
They better win that game.
and they better win convincingly for the comeback and face Arizona at home. So I am looking forward to seeing how well Brock continues his development. Fingers crossed, George Kittle, his hamstring is okay. He'll be ready. If he's not okay, this is a perfect opportunity to see what you got. You got Jake Tonjes. You got Paris Hall. You got the other guy. I forgot his name, Brandon, whatever his name is, Brandon Phillips, I think. Sorry, for their tight end name. And you got CMC and Brian Robinson Jr. See what you got. And let's see you make magic happen, you know? I mean, unfortunately, that's what it comes with being a $50 million quarterback, right? You get
Yep.
paid this offseason, you get paid $265 million over 5 years. The man deserved his money. And he showed it last week. He showed yesterday. Let's see him continue that going. I want to see a
Yeah.
$50 million season out of Brock Purdy this year. And so far, I mean, at least early on, it looks like we're getting that. So looking forward next week. Now let's talk about last night's thriller, the Buffalo Bills. Was that?
I just got to update the fan that shoved Lamar Jackson last night and DeAndre Hopkins, and the one that Lamar Jackson shoved back. That fan has been banned for life
Yeah.
from all NFL stadiums for life.
Wow.
Indefinite ban
Indefinite ban.
on the player that was pushed on the person that was pushing DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson last night in Buffalo.
Okay, wow. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that fan deserved it, number one. Number two, wow, what a game. Number one. Number three, I mean, when it was 10 and a half minutes left with 25 40, I just sat there. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go upstairs to help out, you know, my new bundle of relentless and everlasting joy. And but then I'm watching this, I'm like, man, Baltimore's not playing that good, but I don't know if I'm really missing out much because Buffalo's killing them, shooting themselves in the foot. So I go upstairs and I'm looking at my phone, 25, 32, 33, 38. I'm like, bro, what the fuck did I do? Then Baltimore in the last possession, I'm just following on the Google, like, it says who has the ball. Baltimore's at their own, 30, then 31, then they second and 8, and then third and 6, and then fourth, and then they punted. Buffalo gets all the way down to Baltimore's 11, and they fucking ice the game, literally in the ice, right? In Buffalo with fucking Matt Prater, 19-year vet. Shout out Matt Prater. I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, if these two teams are not the classy AFC, let me explain this to anyone out there. Yeah, KC, the ones who won this Super Bowl that I had to watch them win, I don't think they're going to win the AFC this year because I don't think that they've gotten any better this offseason. They haven't made the moves that
You
make
know who did get better? Justin Air Bear.
Justin,
Justin Air Bear.
my man. Yes, sir.
Justin Herbert. Please stay healthy.
Please stay healthy. Jim Harbaugh did a phenomenal job, second year, looking to make a run. Vegas Raiders, Geno Smith and Pete Carroll look much better too, dominating the New England
Can we get
Patriots.
the Chargers in the Super Bowl, please?
Denver Broncos winning against a very potent young Tennessee Titans team led by, the rejuvenated, re-energized, kind of offense led by a young kind of,
Yeah,
lightning rod quarterback, number first overall pick, Cam Ward.
I didn't like how Bo Nix played in the game.
I know, but the defense closed out the game.
The
Like
defense did great. The
and
defense was
that's what it
shutting
comes
people
down to.
down. Cam
If
Ward
I'm
is good too, but he needs a little bit of work, but he's good. He looked like a rookie quarterback.
if I'm being honest here, the Niners, if honestly, the best part of Sunday wasn't Brock Purdy. It was Nick Bosa and the defense.
Yeah, Bosa played great.
And that is because of Robert Saleh coming
The
in
the
and just
defense played great.
stamping his name on the defense and setting the tone as a defensive coordinator. And really, you have the head coach of offense is Kyle, the head coach of defense is Robert
Yeah,
Saleh. And
defense played great.
Niners cannot afford to let that man walk ever again. To keep him here in San Francisco, do not let that man go
Stop
anywhere.
letting him leave. Stop letting him leave.
Not letting him leave. Let's talk. So yeah, back to the point. I think Baltimore and Buffalo are the class of the AFC, and I believe that is going to be our AFC Championship this year. Who do you think is going to win if those two play each other again in the AFC Championship?
Baltimore and Buffalo.
Yep.
Baltimore.
Really?
Baltimore made so many mistakes in the second half of the game that I don't know. I don't know how they don't fix it.
I will say this. I believe Baltimore is a more talented team on paper. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers. Their defense, Namdi, Ahmad Bike, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, who I saw pick off Purdy 3 times 2 years ago on Christmas Eve 2023. I mean, they are a phenomenal team, top to bottom, both ends, right? So I would not be surprised if Baltimore does do it. A lot of the preseason favorites have Baltimore winning the Super Bowl this year. Predictions. And let's talk about, you're not gonna like this topic, but let's talk about the NFC. I mean, the other team in the NFC who got number 11 from Dallas, the Green Bay Packers steamrolled the Lions, and
Yeah,
they
they
look
did.
they look
The
much better.
Lions, the Lions look like a team that lost both their offensive and their defensive coordinators. What can I say?
Correct. But I want to say though, the addition of Michael Parsons is honest, arguably the equivalent of getting Lawrence Taylor in 1987. If the Giants had traded Lawrence Taylor after they won the Super Bowl to, let's say, the Commanders, Redskins, or they traded him to the 49ers, that the Green Bay Packers with Reggie White is what you're seeing right now with the Green Bay Packers with Michael Parsons. I mean, it is night and day defensively, and
I
if
think
they
Michael Parsons is. I think Michael Parsons is much better off in Green Bay than he was in Dallas.
that's the truth, because I mean, the Green Bay. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they have a more talented roster, but they at
They let
least,
him play hybrid.
yeah, because he can play both ends. He can line up, on the floor, or he can drop back in pass coverage. He can do whatever he wants to do, and the man is so fast that he can just literally come after anyone and demands double team. Michael Williams, the nice rookie, who we're hoping will be the next Michael Parsons, didn't look so good, but I do want to say on Nick Bosa's strip sack to close out the game, we do need to give the man credit because he was the one who commanded the double team that let Nick Bosa get free and get Darnold,
Yeah,
from the back. So I'm excited for that young gun. But back to the point, I do think Green Bay right now is the favorite in the NFC. I don't want to say that, but I have to say it. And until the Niners, this will be a good fun year. I want to see them continue to get better. That's the expectation.
yeah.
Now,
You want to see them get better.
Monday night matchup, marquee matchup, your Bears take on the Vikings. What are you looking for? What's your prediction? Talk to me.
I believe it's a home game for the Bears.
That is
I
correct.
believe it's a home game for the Bears.
That is correct.
Um, Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I have no faith in the Chicago Bears,
Hmm.
and any faith over the next 17 weeks is going to be built or lost in the next 17 weeks. I will hope the Bears come out looking crisp, looking sharp, looking strong, and they can put up a good show in Chicago tonight. I hope they win their first home game at the season opener, and I hope they send Minnesota back in to wonder what they're going to do as not the worst team in the division, because the worst team in the division is between these two teams with two young quarterbacks who aren't. I don't know if they're ready, either one of them. We're going to see tonight. I would if you asked me to rank them preseason, I would say Minnesota's better than Chicago.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, though, here's the thing. I was talking to my buddy about this, and maybe I need to weigh in on this debate. JJ McCarthy's a rookie, basically. He hasn't played a single snap in the NFL. This is going to be his rookie
Right.
year, basically.
Yeah.
Do you think Kevin O'Connell with that system, which made Sam Darnold look like a superstar, and you saw the Sam Darnold on Sunday, he did not look like the same Sam Darnold in Minnesota last year, who threw 35 touchdowns and 10 picks, right? Do you think JJ McCarthy will thrive in Minnesota with Kevin McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, and essentially what will be his first year as a quarterback?
Thrive.
Thrive.
I don't know. I think he'll be
Mhm.
good this
TBD.
year.
Yeah,
I think he'll be good this year. I don't think he's gonna his breakout year is going to be this year. Maybe the second half of the season because he gets back Jordan Addison. Um, if he goes that long without getting injured again, I hope he doesn't get injured again. I think the guy's electric. I think he can play football. I think Caleb Williams can play football. I just don't know if Caleb Williams is thinking about playing football. I don't know. I had to see it. Last year, half the games looked like Caleb Williams was worried more about what was going on in the stands than on the field. But
right.
that's just my assumption. I'm not sure. I don't know Caleb Williams personally. I've never met him in person. I tell you, he's not as tall as everybody keeps saying that he is. But you gotta look at him next to other players, man. He's not as tall as what they keep. He's not 6'2". And last night what Justin Fields did kind of just like, man, he did it against one of the best defenses in football. No interceptions, over 200 yards passing, 16 for 22 from the field. He only missed 6 throws, and three of them were batted. And I mean batted at the receiver position. Like the receiver lost that battle to the corner. I mean, he was accurate. He was running around, 2 touchdowns running, one in the air. Caleb Williams, you got to do something because Justin keeps looking good outside of Chicago.
100%. No, Justin, and speaking of which, talking about the Steelers and Jets, that was a phenomenal game. I thought the Jets were going to win that game because Justin Fields literally like put the team on his back and got the
Oh, that play with the Steelers was absolute luck.
yeah. No, that was
That last catch the Steelers had, absolute
mhm.
luck.
Yeah,
Absolute
yeah,
luck. It bounced
yeah.
off somebody else incomplete onto someone else's chest, and it just sat on his chest, and he was able to grab it for a
DK
reception.
Metcalf. Yeah, no, 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 absolutely, absolutely no. And I think the Jets will be in a better position this year, and especially in the AFC East because well, they're not gonna obviously you have Buffalo. Buffalo is gonna win the division. But the Jets can potentially finish with a winning record, potentially slide into a wild card spot, you know? And because New England didn't look so crisp on Sunday, Miami absolutely got dominated by Indianapolis on Sunday. So I mean, you can absolutely kind of make a case that this team will be primed to compete. So, anyways, back to kind of tie this off. My and I want to talk a little bit more about the NFC West division. So yeah, sorry, Monday night matchup, marquee matchup. I think I agree with you. I think Minnesota should win if Caleb Williams can show that he is the guy that they thought he was when they drafted him
Yeah,
#1 overall last year, um, over Jaden Daniels, who they should have taken. We'll see. But if he does until he does that, it's TBD. So
yeah,
back to the West, I just wanted to say kind of tie it off with just this. The Rams won against Houston, the Cardinals won, the Niners won. Now the Rams had a sloppy win. The Cardinals had a impressive win, so to speak. But I think the Niners um, are still probably the favorites, in my opinion, to win the division. Squeak it out though by like a nosebleed or like a nose hair. I could see the Rams coming and making a run near the end because of just how potent those receivers are, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, right? And Matt Stafford eclipsing 60,000 yards. Now he's entering kind of like, that top 10, top 15 quarterback, statistical category conversation. So, with that said, I think what I'm looking forward to next week and obviously the season is I want to see improvement. There's a lot of young rookies, CJ West, Nick Martin, obviously Michael Williams, right? Offensive side as well. So I want to see how these young rookies continue to play and grow together as a unit. And I'm looking forward, to see these other guys who are getting their first year kind of opportunities as starters, as D Winters, for example, who's fill in for Drake Greenlaw last year. Um, the Siegel, right? A rookie, another
yeah,
rookie.
yeah.
Renardo Green, Malik Mustafa, who got to kind of bust their chops last year as rookies. Looking for these young guys continue to kind of build together, right? And see what we got. Ricky Parasol, looking forward to seeing him, emerge. Looking forward to seeing how Kendrick Bourne does in this new offense. Looking forward to seeing Jake Thompson.
Ashton Genty looks really good too.
Second.
Ashton Genty looks really good.
Ashton Genty looked great. Yeah, Ashton Genty on the Raiders.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Ashton Genty's a phenomenal. Well, Ashton Genty might be rookie of the year. Come on now. I mean, that's
he
yeah,
looked good,
he
man.
looks like he might be rookie of the year. Come on, Ashton Genty. Come on. I mean, he
He
doesn't go
looked at
there.
home. He looked at home in a Raiders uniform.
No, man. So Ashton Genty looked good. I'm only talking about the Niners though. For like my team, I think this young group of both offense and defense rookies will figure it out. This win built confidence for this team, and I think it's going to help hopefully set the tone for them to continue winning on. These early wins matter for like a younger team, right? A veteran team, they can start off 0-3. They can start off 3-0. It won't make that much of a difference when it comes to December, right? But a younger team like the Niners, I mean, with so much turnover they need these wins early on to kind of build that.
They need
Yeah.
him. They do. And we don't want to, as if you're a 49ers fan at all, you don't want to be in the position that you were in last year.
Oh yeah, no. Top heavy roster. I mean, they keep saying that, but I think the beautiful thing is now there's a lot of young blood, outside of maybe Nick Bosa, he's getting paid 34 million
They
each.
got a nice mix of vets and young blood. Even
They
some of the
do.
vets are still young blood.
Yeah, I mean, the only one who I'm really questioning right now, I mean, is Trent Williams, because I mean, bro, those numbers, 50.4 pass block, 55 run blocking. He was the worst grade offensive lineman in both pass
He got
protection,
a
run
terrible
protection
grade.
out of everyone. That's really concerning. So
Yeah, terrible grade.
terrible grade, but I mean, he's got to play better. So I mean, basically outside of him, and also sorry, before we close it out, one more man, Jake fucking Moody. We
I
ain't
knew you
we
weren't
ain't
gonna let him
closed out.
rest.
I played
I knew
special
you
teams
weren't
my
gonna let him
entire life,
rest.
my entire career. I was a special teamer because I couldn't get on the field any other way. So I'm gonna talk about this man because special teams are my bread and butter. What the fuck is Jake Moody still doing on the roster? I mean, come on, bro. Like Kyle, what are you doing?
They
This
want
man
that
can't make
man's
a freaking
head.
field goal. He can't make an extra point. He missed two field goals. My old man called him afterwards. He's like, Jake Moody needs to be hung. He didn't say he needs to be cut. He didn't say he needs to be traded. He said he needs to be tried and hung. I mean, Kyle, I don't know. And Kyle after the game was
Well,
was adamant. Oh
a
no.
lot of missed field goals this season so far.
Well, true, but Jake Moody has had this not just this year, extending back to last year and
Yeah,
extending
that's
back to the
true.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
We could have won the
true.
Super Bowl if he made the extra point. Like we could,
That man couldn't even.
yeah, and just like this, just fucking flick it through. Yep. And so I don't know. I just think
You
that
can't
Jake
do it.
Moody and during the 49ers post game, I was watching, a few of the guys, Rob Brooks and a few others talk about it, Matt Mayoko. They're saying, at what point does it hurt the team? Because you have other guys on both sides, defense, offense, busting their ass every down, every play to make shit happen, to make plays, to win games. And at what point does it start hurting the team morale that
What do
these
you think New
guys,
Orleans is going to try and do?
right? I mean, at the end of the day, because you're not just talking about the head coach and the general manager same face. There's a whole locker room of men who are basically either galvanized or defeated based on how well the team morale is. And if they know that our weakest link is this one guy and this one facet of the game, special teams, at what point does it become too much to when you say, you know what? Thank you for everything you've done. We drafted you in the third round. It was an overreach. Thank you for everything. Best luck to you. Let's go sign someone else. If we had Greg Joseph, who's a camp body, Greg Joseph didn't do anything to lose his job in camp. If Greg Joseph, he should stay by his phone. Kyle needs to be ringing that man up right now because a, a winning kicker, if Jake Moody had played anywhere near good, not great, just good, and make two makeable field goals, the game would have been as close as it needed to be.
What's going to happen is next week when New Orleans plays the 49ers, they're going to attack Williams and they're going to try to force the 49ers to be in kicking situations. I
Yep,
guarantee you the Saints defense plays a little bit harder on third down than they played on any other down, just
yep,
to make sure that they can put the 49ers in the least probable position, and that's when they're kicking or when they need to block.
pretty good. And then we will see what Jake Moody is made out of.
Yes, yes, we will. As for
Oof.
tonight, I want the Bears to win. I'm skeptical on if they will.
Yeah,
I think these are
seems
two
fair.
teams that need to prove themselves. I would hope that we would have the best game of the week tonight because it's Monday Night Football, and I always like when Monday Night Football is the best game of the week. I hate when Sunday Night Football outdoes Monday Night Football, and we're not even going to talk about Thursday Night Football, guys. It's not that time yet.
Not that time. No, and I think that's also why Rod decided to move to Netflix because the Monday night slot just wasn't working at 5 p.m. because you're competing with Monday Night Football. And so as a
Exactly.
result of that, moving Netflix, it allows people like me who like to watch Monday Night Football basically stream the next morning and catch up. And so, I mean, it's actually a smart move by
Raw
WWE.
to Netflix was a great move.
Yeah, and obviously ESPN taking over WWE is a great move. I know we're limited on time today, so we won't get in WWE today. But I just want to say I do like what they're doing with Seth Rollins and Becky. I do like the vision. It's giving me kind of like a McMahon Helmsley kind of.
I'm just happy because my favorite female wrestler of all time is back, and even though she's CM Punk's wife, I love AJ Lee.
Yes, sir.
And I always have. And I'm glad that she's back. She's been my favorite female superstar since she came in. And I hope that she has a great comeback. And I hope this is not a one-time thing. I hope that AJ comes and stays for a while. It'd be nice to have AJ stay for a while. She's in great shape.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it was a perfect kind of way that they masterfully introduced her back into the fold, right? With the whole kind of, Becky attacking CM Punk, and and then CM Punk going after Seth, and then obviously CM Punk's kind of close out the promo with Becky saying like you're gonna regret putting your hands on me, right? It makes sense. I like
I
it.
mean, yeah, if Steph's if someone was if I had a wife and someone else's wife attacked me, I would expect from my wife to attack her back.
Exactly.
You know, all things alleged for content creation purposes.
All right, y'all. That's it for us for today. My man's got to go. I got to get going. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. DDOG Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, at Soul Reaper 24. And let's go ahead and drop that new YouTube channel show we talking
We got
about.
a we got a channel called the Tez Down Show. It's basically a rundown, my version of the rundown. We did a guest DDOG podcast from that platform. I want you guys to check it out, and also come back here at the Digitally Dreaming Off the Gridiron podcast to check out me and Asif Ali, and we have a good time.
Yes, sir. We have a great time out here. Check out the Tez Down at TEZDOWN, the Tez Down. You can follow Cortez at Soul Reaper 24 on Instagram as well as on X. We are currently re-renovating our X page for DDOG, so we're just going to be staying out here on YouTube. Can't get out having a good time, and our Spotify as well. Google Podcasts, wherever else you get your podcasts. Y'all, you know what
Yep,
time it is. Keep tuning in, keep subscribing. I know we just gained subscribers from a little short yesterday.
we're back, y'all. We're
Yes,
back.
sir. We're back. And I know that we also got a bunch of little haters coming out here saying we our suck and Moody's got, and I love it. I love it. I love the energy. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Keep engaging. Keep, spreading the word. Keep helping us grow, and hopefully you enjoy this content. And
Oh yeah, go Bears, go Bucks, go Chargers.
yes, sir. Go, go, go. And you already know what time it is. We will be back here same time next week to recap week 2. And hope everyone has a blessed kind of week ahead. And thank you all. NFL is back. We are back. Peace.